call it.
Okay, that's fine. All right, I've called the March meeting of the Caryville Mayor and Board of Aldermen to order. Call the roll, please.
Mr. Patrick Peebler.
Here.
Mr. Eric Jones. Mr. Eric Smith.
Here.
Ms. Beth Lawson. Here. Ms. Vicki Heatherly.
Here.
Mr. Lloyd Lawson.
Here.
Mayor Stixberry.
Here. And Eric said he's on his way. Mr. Smith, you say open prayer for us, please, sir.
Our blessed Lord, once again, bow our heads before we give you thanks and praise for the blessings and pour upon us. Let's pray, go with us here this evening. Bless us with insight to give light to thy name. Bless us to do thy will, Lord, in all things. Spiritually, just we ask and pray. David.
Amen. Thank you, Eric. Okay, give everybody a few minutes to look over the prior minutes of last month. Has everybody had a chance to look at the minutes? Any deletions or additions? Do I hear a motion, we approve the minutes as presented?
Motion we approve as presented.
I second. Discussion? All in favor say aye. Any opposed? All right, citizens input. Anybody like to address the council? Okay. Communication from the mayor. A couple things. Like everybody else, we fought water like everybody else has the past month, and I'd like to commend all of the departments for their hard work and diligence in that, especially the street department, police department helping with. We had one bad spot over here going in on Park Road, not Park Road, Elkins Road, but that was a big headache for a lot of folks. We had the food plant, we had the schools, but it's like I said, hopefully we won't see that no more for a long time.
Brandon Campbell's called me and wanted to praise Teresa, you, and the street department, everybody for the work they put in to get that road so their deliveries could make it. He was well pleased.
Yeah, and also I know the police department and street department, they work to get their tractor and trailers in and out without having to go there the best route. They had to make any bad turns, kind of go over everything through the woods, but they got there. So, like I said, hopefully we won't have to deal with that issue anymore for a long time. That's basically all I had tonight. Financial report.
For February 2019, in our general fund, we have $683,139.82. In our rainy day fund, we have $45,000. In our special fire protection fees, we've received $168,520.85. What we spent out of that was $61,922.13, leaving us with a balance of $100,598.72. And our adjusted general fund balance is $531,541.10. In our State Street Aid Fund, we have $58,000. $303.13. In our industrial fund, we have $5,944.85. Our drug fund, we have $17,005.72. Our revenues for the month of February 2019 is $114,520.14. Our expenditures were $104,403.72, with a difference of $10,116.42 to the good. We also had paid our workman's comp insurance and our general liability insurance, and that was over $16,000. So we've had a really good February month.
For this time of year, that's an exceptionally good month for this time of year. And we should be somewhere around, 67% of the budget, and we are at 63%. So we're still a little under budget, which that's always a good thing. Hear a motion to approve the financial report as presented.
I'll make the motion.
Take a second.
Second motion.
Discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. Okay, reports from council members. Before I go to Lloyd as usual, I give Ms. Blackwell an opportunity. She's got some information on our codes enforcement.
Yes, I do. This is the action of codes enforcement officers. Property owner Scott Lindsay, there was a complaint of an unkept lot. The action of the owner was he did correct this condition, and it was resolved. There was Gary Evans, the complaint of unkept lot of junked cars and equipment for a business use, and using a location for business which is actually zoned for a residential. There has been no action taken there by the owner, so this is pending with the code officer to consult with the city attorney. There's a James Lawson property. A letter was sent, and as a result of an unkept property, there has been some cleanup done there, but not much improvement, and so this is also pending, and actually a follow-up visit to see if the owner is physically able to do the work himself that's necessary, and if not, we know that April cleanup time, this is possibly that it can be a help to them. And also, if he would like to come before the appeals board, then we'll attempt to try to help get some assistance if needed. The burned house on Park Road, a letter was sent to the owner. There was some boarding of the windows has been done and the doors, but the house still remains and it's still unsafe, of course. So this is pending with consultation with the city attorney. The old Exxon station, the complaint was an unkept property. It has been cleaned and secured, and this has been resolved. The old Dream Bar building, a letter was sent to the owner, and the action taken by the owner was to he's remodeled this for a new business, so this has been resolved. Joe Arnold, there's been complaints of 3 unkept properties. No action has been taken by this owner, so this is also pending with the code officer to speak with the city attorney. Darrell Raines, there is a problem of noisy dogs, unkept kennels, and odor. Cleanup has been taken by the owner, and he did an appeals about the noisy dog violation. There has been a resolution of a cleanup and odor, but the noisy dogs is still pending. Now, and I have something to add to this. In my researching all the city codes, I found that there's a lot to be gained by cities who do have and enforce these codes. And I'm sure that much thought and effort and time has been given by past city council members and possibly even some of the present that established this code book for the city of Caryville, and that they were put together in a forum to bring forth a better place in which to live, being Caryville. Secondly, I learned that the city of Caryville is way ahead of some small cities of its size. Even when comparing cities in our area, Caryville is among the top. As you can see from what I've read, Caryville has established codes already in place. Some townships do not. And Caryville has recently and very proudly made them readily available to the public. Thank you, Mr. Beasley. And Caryville has not one but two state licensed, experienced and efficient city codes officers employed. And the report does show that they are working to make improvements happen in our city. Caryville has an established and active board of codes enforcement. And I'd like to say to you all, the council and the mayor, that you are to be commended for your work in seeking to help make Caryville a better place to live and to promote its growth. Now that I have shared with you the report and the progress being made, and I applaud and I appreciate this growth and this forward progress that's being made, but at the same turn, I have a matter that does distress me. The Appeals Board of Codes Enforcement had our first meeting with an appellant on Thursday, February the 7th. The meeting took place immediately after the planning committee, its regular scheduled planning committee meeting. They adjourned and the planning committee members took seats in the audience. The meeting was called to order. The appellant and one other person that was personally knowledgeable and directly affected in the situation spoke. It was then the audience became involved. One was a close relative of the appellant, but the others were members of the planning committee. And my issue of the matter involves these few that took it upon themselves to speak. These planning committee members made comments that were negative, they were unfounded, and they were biased, and they were without first-hand knowledge of the situation that was being brought before the board. And this was an issue, a situation that would have to be lived in order to understand and to know. A comment was made by one of the members. This whole thing was for one person. This referred to the codes enforcement and that which it entails. The comment was disrespectful to the council member that had conducted the proceedings, in that it was directed toward him by a planning committee and also council member. It was disrespectful to the board members, two of which are on the planning committee with this person. It would seem that the thought was that the code enforcement officers were hired and the appeals board established for one person's agenda. And this is not true, as you must know from the report that was made. All are in place to serve the city of Caryville. The codes enforcement officers are working on numerous complaints that were cited. We, the appeals board members, are there in place to help in this process. We are individuals who have the ability and the mentality to make decisions based upon facts. And anyone coming before the board with a willingness and a want to correct and work on the situation will be worked with and helped by the board. Now, why am I bringing this to you all? I am asking for your support. I am asking for the support and respect of the city council and also the planning committee for this board. We are newly formed. We are in the beginning stage. And where the respect for what we are trying to accomplish will be much more readily gained when we are supported by the governing body of the city, which is the planning, is the city council, the planning committee, and the officers of law. The city codes enforcement officers and the appeals board are ready and willing to serve the city of Caryville. It is obvious that some do not realize and understand the value of having and enforcing these codes. Much can and will be accomplished to improve our city's quality of life and our level of standards when everyone works for the good of all. And we do not need members of the governing body downgrading what we're trying to accomplish, which is just to be a part of helping make Caryville a better place to live. Now, I do have some handouts. This is codes enforcement. This is the benefits and the difficulties. It's not easy. It's not easy to be on that board because you're meeting people that you know and actually love and care about. And then and also in this, it tells what a codes enforcement officer's job entails. It's a very important job, and they are important to the city of Caryville. I'll give you these. Thank you all.
Thank you, Ms. Black. Lloyd, street department?
Street sanitation for the month of February and March. We picked up 49 ton of garbage, 2 ton of recycling, 6 ton of brush. Picked up brush throughout the city and patched potholes. And worked on an ADA at Asbury Park. I don't know exactly what that is. And cut some dead trees off Mountain Road and put some riprap rock down on the washed out places where the floods and the water's been. And had to clean 2 tiles out on Fall Creek and 1 on Ridge Road. And had to dig some logs out from the bridge over here on Ridge Gap Road. And worked on the flooding on Elkins Road. And put in a 40-foot, 24-inch tile on Fall Creek. And that's all I know.
Busy time.
They were real busy during the flood.
All right. Ms. Beth? Library?
There was 1,021 items checked out, 927 items checked in, 404 ebooks checked out. They added 9 new patrons, added 46 items, deleted 15. There was 307 computer users. They loaned 10 items and borrowed 9. Held 4 programs with 73 people in attendance. 399 people visited the library. They had a Valentine's date night. It was so much fun. There was 40 people in attendance. Their computer usage was a little low this month because the Wi-Fi computer had to be replaced. And they got that taken care of and it's working.
Usual busy month for them.
Yeah.
All right, Mr. Smith?
Caryville Police Department monthly report for February involved 178 complaints answered by officers, involving 4 arrests and 1 drug arrest, the issuance of 20 citations, and also involving 11 accidents, for a total of 8,519 miles patrolled by our officers last month.
Mr. Jones, Fire Department?
Fire department report for February is one false call, one brush fire, one fire alarm, 5 vehicle accidents, one involving extrication, assisted the street department 1 time, and received mutual aid 1 time for a total of 10 calls.
Okay. All right. I hear a motion to approve all reports from the,
I'll make a motion to approve all.
I'll see.
all in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Okay. Any old business?
This might ask about the website. Is it up now? Because we tried to get on the other day, Teresa and I did. Where do you go to? Did you ever get in?
Well-
What I can,
I tell you, here's the trick, though, and I'll find out tomorrow. Because it's designed on my computer, it's always gonna show up for me.
Okay.
So let me check with it tomorrow.
'Cause I've tried to find it too, I can't find it.
yeah, I can't find it.
See, it shows it perfect for me, but like I said, since I built it on
Okay.
mine, it's always gonna show up on mine. So let me, may have to call GoDaddy.
Okay.
Okay.
And did you find out from them how many email addresses we have that goes with that?
Did the package come with 4? Teresa, you?
I'm not for sure.
And how much for each extra, like if all the council members have one? And Teresa and
Teresa, since you bought it, can you call and check on
I
that
will
one?
call and check on each domain.
Because I have no idea how to set that up. I can design them all day, but as far as setting stuff like that starts to step outside what I know how to do. So it may be a all GoDaddy thing.
Okay.
So is the website tied in with GoDaddy also, or?
Okay, what it is, when we get on, when I designed it, what I did, we bought the space and the name from
Right.
GoDaddy, that's who we buy it from. And basically, everything I did, stuck it on, it's part of GoDaddy's servers. And it's, what about 90% of websites of our nature, small business, small communities are on.
So do we pay them a certain amount for the, or just the one-time website?
It's yearly.
It was a yearly website design, and I got it for 3 years, like 99 cents. I think total was like $10 or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah, it's not expensive, it just, and so I recommended we buy the tools for it as well, because we will obviously want to update. In fact, as soon as we get the blooms and the park looks nice and green and all the water gets down, our cover photo is going to be Cove Lake, because that's as terrible as it gets. But I didn't want to take that picture during the winter time when it's just
And
kind
you
of.
think it's on their end then that they're not click something?
As far as I know, I clicked it off. But like I said, when I go to my link to get to it, it's always gonna show up. So it's, I'll be honest, it's probably something I've done wrong in the setup process, because like, I can design them, but once you get past the design part,
Okay.
Try and get that resolved so we can
Yeah.
find it. Okay? Thank you.
So
buddy.
people can find us.
Yeah, same thing. Also, while, I guess a little bit of old business, Vicki, your voice is about gone. Or Beth, could you enlighten us on what happened at the meeting about the park and what's going on there? Perspective park we had, was it Monday, Tuesday?
Last Thursday,
Third, okay,
last Monday. Right?
yeah.
Last week. Well, we met with the architect and the lady from the Community Design Center and some county officials. There was lots of people. I don't remember who all was there. To come out and look over the property and get a layout for the land to tell us, or he's gonna design, right? The park and see what we wanted and what we need and things like that, and he's gonna get back with us. There was several representatives from the county and the city there, and hopefully it's a next step in the right direction. We have to have a community meeting and stuff like that, so.
It'll be kind of a phased-in type thing. We'll start on the old, I call it the little ball field. People my age remembers the little ball field.
Playground. kids playground.
Yeah. That's where we're gonna start. Try to start. So
Phase
that's,
one.
yeah, phase one, so that's still ongoing, so, thank you, Becky. Okay, new business. First of all, on new business, I'd like to introduce our new city attorney, Adam Bullock, to everybody that don't know him. Adam has, accepted the position of our new attorney. We're glad to have him. Looking forward to be working with him. So, Adam, the first one, I guess, is gonna be yours on the agenda. Council discuss amending ordinance 2019-01, an ordinance to amend Title 8 of the Town of Caryville Municipal Code by establishing liquor regulations and amending beer regulations. Mr. Bullock.
Okay, so what this does essentially is changes section 8-211, which would allow people to sell beer at noon. It changes to allow the sale of beer at 10 a.m. The main reason behind that is when people are staying at Twin Cove or staying at the hotels and they're going to the lake, they want to buy beer before they go to the lake, so it's cheaper one, and then they get out to the lake and they have to pay more for it, so it's a lot easier and convenient if they can just stop at the Shell station or wherever they want to buy it at 10 a.m. And you want to talk about the election day thing?
No, that's fine.
That's all this does is just, it changes from 12 noon to 10 a.m. on Sundays to allow the sale of beer 2 hours earlier. So people can get it, head to the lake or even the mountains, they go ride, whatever they want to do with it.
Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead and mention about the election day too, because that.
Okay, yeah, I just wanted to mention, I didn't see anything in the last current ordinance to prevent the sale of beer on election day, so I didn't do anything with that, but we may just need to let the businesses know if they want to know, we don't have election day for a little bit, but.
Okay. I think we had this conversation before meeting that all that was done about the time that we done the liquor, and all that was worked on during the liquor time. That thing was about that thick, and it's probably just something that got by all of us that was here at that time, that it was taken out, that it is okay, and I was still under the assumption that it wasn't. But anyway, that's all good too. So, do I hear a motion that we adopt on first reading ordinance 2019-01?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
Discussion? Call roll, please.
Mr. Patrick Teasley?
Yes.
Mr. Eric Jones?
Yes.
Mr. Eric Smith? Ms. Beth Lawson? Miss Vicki Heatherly? Mr. Lloyd Lawson? Mayor Stixberry?
Yes, motion carries. Now, we'll have to do one more reading on this since we are amending an ordinance. All right, number 2, council discussed resolution 2019-01 on police car, Mr. Smith and Mr. Keaton. I guess that'll be both of
I
them.
want to defer to Mr. Keaton. We didn't let him give a clarification.
What that is if we can accept a car from Jacksboro Police Department, put in our resolution to sell to the constable Dewey Madison for $1. It just comes through us and goes straight back to Dewey. Their ordinance charter wouldn't allow that. They have to wait for months to go through their process. This will give him one quicker to have him something to drive.
Okay. And Mayor Forster has tonight brought us the title and the resolution signed by her on behalf of the town of Jacksboro for that. And Adam, you've looked at that also?
Yeah, I think that's okay. I just needed some information which Chief Keaton gave me, which would be primarily the VIN number. And so, but I did have that, the make and model of the car. I already have it.
Okay.
So he was able to get it to me through the town of Jacksboro, so it worked fine.
Okay. All right. Okay, do I hear a motion?
I'll make that one motion.
Okay. Do I hear a second?
I'll second it.
Any discussion? Call the roll, please.
Mr. Patrick Teasley?
Yes.
Mr. Eric Jones?
Yes.
Mr. Eric Smith?
Yes.
Ms. Beth Lawson? Ms. Vicki Heatherly? Mr. Lloyd Lawson? Mayor Stixberry?
Yes, motion carries. All right, council discuss storage building for library. Ms. Logan.
self-explanatory. We really need a storage building for our library. We are growing, we are doing more programming and running out of places to put all of our equipment for this. And this is kind of another topic, but we have salary money that we have not used, that we will eventually have to probably move down into our other part of our budget, so we can meet our maintenance of effort by the end of the year. And I've been talking to Teresa about how much money we would have in that, and it's a little over $7,000. And so we would have that money to purchase a storage building if we have the place to put it. And I've already talked to the local place in town, the Old Hickory buildings, kind of getting an idea of how much certain buildings would cost if we customized it a little bit. But that's basically it. So.
Yeah.
We discussed this the other day
Yeah.
in the workshop.
Yeah, we was talking about this, maybe doing a big building, but I don't, we've not got around to that. We hadn't got to that part yet because everything else been going on. But we will address that here pretty soon.
Maybe we could get them a building as a temporary fix, because they need it now.
Right. Just because they're Polar Express.
I know.
City's still sitting there.
Yeah.
And then if we decide to you do what we talked about before, then we just have an extra building.
Which you always use extra space.
Right. I mean,
Did you get any prices on that, Logan?
I did. I got 2 quotes if you want to look at it. Now this is me just asking for these 2 particular sizes. I can get smaller. These were just, he said the most common size that they use is a 10 by 16. It was $3,616. You can look at the other size as well. He said that's the most common. It's very big, very spacious, has 2 lofts up at top, so I could put Polar Express train out here, up there, as well as we still have bookshelves left over from when we did remodeling, and they can go up there as well. And then if we wanted to, we could actually get shelves put inside where we can put cabinets and everything and customize everything. So that's just kind of a quote on what they gave it, just for those prices.
Well, is that what you said, with that one with 3,600? Is that sufficient?
I mean, we could always use room to grow, but, so I did get a 12 by 14 quote as well, which is like 4,000 and something. But.
You're talking $400.
Huh?
We're talking $500
Yeah.
difference.
Yeah, so, I mean, if we can afford the extra space, I would prefer the extra space, because I don't want it to get so crowded, because there is a storage building out there right now that we are currently sharing with the city, and we are overtaking everything.
Okay.
So, room to grow is better.
that was my next question. Where are we gonna put it?
Well, we had talked about sitting right here and, lock it up real good where they can get in it, like it for the time being, and then we work on what we was talking about in the workshop. But it's up to the council what you all think. I mean, since we have to maintain that maintenance of effort.
Right.
That's the issue we got into last year, that we have to maintain that maintenance of effort, and this will be one way to work toward that, since we are going to have an excess of salary funds, or just excess of funds in general.
Right.
This will be a good
That'll
way.
be clean enough to cover this.
Oh yeah, there's even some
You talk about
leftover.
well,
Excess.
rather go ahead and get the big, for me, let's go ahead and spend the $500 and get the bigger building.
Right.
You really need one wider if you're gonna put shelves in them, you'll need a wider.
Right. Now, is that with metal roof?
Yeah, it comes with a metal roof. It comes with a 40-year metal roof warranty with rust and all that kind of stuff. I actually got them to put in a thicker flooring in that quote right there, so that way it doesn't end up bending or anything like that. It also has extra beams of support underneath as well. There's no shipping costs because we're in the 30-mile radius, and they actually come and fix the land and put the brick in. It's $2 per brick underneath, so that's not included in the quote, but that's.
They'll come and set it up.
Right, yeah. So,
What's the pleasure of council?
The way I see it, We hear the library report every month. They're always busy. They're adding programs.
They need somewhere to put
They
their stuff.
definitely need the space. I mean, that,
I'll make a motion to go ahead and purchase.
And I'll say that.
Purchase the bigger one for $41.59.91.
plus the bricks.
Yeah, plus the setup, whatever setup costs.
And the money's already in the budget.
Right.
Yeah, it's there.
We just have to ship the line item.
Right,
Yeah.
okay, all right. Okay, here, I have motion and second, discussion.
Just to make sure you're not gonna be, put yourself short. Here, now's the time.
I'll look again just to make sure, but I think that it was very large, and I think it should be
With
more
what
than.
you've got to go in there now, with what you, because you're gonna pull your stuff out of the city storage.
Yeah.
Is that gonna be sufficient too? What you gonna pull out of the city storage?
Oh, yes, yeah.
You put all your stuff in,
I mean, yeah. The 12 by 14 was very large. Like I said, I think that would be plenty. Yeah, I think it's good. If we outgrow that, we're in trouble. For now.
now, was that with your shelving, Logan?
Back there
You
shaking
got
his
an
head
8 by
no.
10 full right now. It's just.
That's how much is in that one?
That's an 8 by 10. It's
So you're thinking 12 by 14 would be big enough?
Right, under 5.
Christmas lights, the rest of it's
We
yours.
just do it anyway.
Really?
That's bad.
Well, yeah,
Give
you're
her
right.
a little bit of chance.
Okay, you're right,
So
you're
it's
right,
like-
Derek, just remind me, it's under 5, we don't have to vote on under 5s, we just take quotes. But
If
we
under
can,
10, she can get quotes. If there's more money there, let's see what the money's there.
Logan,
And
how
not
much
tie
money
her
you said
down.
you
12 by
had?
14.
she'll have,
Well, let's say
Logan,
two
you
that.
say you'd have
So you
$7,000?
had 7,000.
It's like 7-1 somewhere in
All
there.
she has to do if it's under 10 is to get 2 quotes on, 2 or 3 quotes on it.
Yes.
So let's let her,
I can go back. Dave is recommending I get like a 12 by 16. And getting, because if I want to put shelving in, I'll have all those totes and everything. Cause
Well,
he's explaining to me that apparently I am overtaking the shelter out there. So we probably have a lot more than I think I do.
well, now, if you're gonna buy one big enough,
Okay.
and buy one too big.
I'm okay.
Because we're eventually gonna put more stuff in.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, I'm okay.
I always,
City
you know,
will
get
use
something
your
real big,
storage
but always,
How much money you think it would cost for shelving in there?
I don't know, that's,
No, I'm not gonna get them to do the custom shelving because they only have a set shelf size. And for the totes that I wanna put in it, they're not big enough. But I'm sure a local carpenter that I may know might put in some shelving if I butter them up really good.
So how much did we pay for that building over at Asbury?
that block building, I don't know, Lord, remember everything we did?
About
How much was it, David? 20?
Oh,
20?
it was over that, 'cause I thought it was around 10 or something.
Yeah, we did bid, so.
Yeah, on that one. Okay, Logan, I tell you what we're gonna do, instead of voting on it tonight, what we'll do, go back and you know what money you've got. Don't go all the way up to the limit, leave yourself a little room as far as money goes and see what a bigger one that you can find.
Okay,
Okay, and then we'll work from there,
sounds good.
okay?
if we use that money for this year, it can go back into her help next year, right? And not,
Yeah,
No.
no,
I
Have to
mean-
spend that.
no, what I'm saying is, if we deduct that 7,000 from employees, from salary,
right,
does it go back into,
We can put it back on the salary line item.
yes.
it's not gonna
It can
deduct
go on
her?
any line item, it's maintenance efforts, you just can't get below that amount
I
that
just
you
wanna make sure
Yeah.
that,
appropriated for.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
You
put
go
it in what
back.
line item
Okay.
you want to, you just can't,
Right, we're not
I
gonna,
wanna
no,
make sure.
you're not stuck on the salary.
Okay,
no, I know what you're saying, but no, that's
alright.
good point. Okay, we can work on it, okay? All right. Number 4, council discuss library director, Miss Beth. Would you like to take the lead? You want me to do it?
You can.
Okay. All right. As you all know, Logan has been our acting library director for a few months. And I would like for the council to consider to take the acting tag off and make her our library director. Logan, would you like to say anything?
Not really.
I'll go ahead and make that motion.
Well, now, there's also, now, about some of your schooling and stuff, could you enlighten us on some of that?
Yes, I'll stand up again. So I am currently not certified to be a library director. Campbell County is one of the few counties that doesn't require a degree in library science to be a librarian. But with that said, you can do a certification program. And they offer it in the state of Tennessee every 2 years, and it just so happens that the last one was in November of 2018, so the next one is not until November of 2020. But there are things in between that I can do then and there to be working towards that certification, because I have to get training hours, and I have to get go to a conference and things like that, and I am currently working on that to become certified, so.
Okay. So, is that the formal motion, Mr.
I made the
Higley?
formal motion.
With
She's
the-
done a bang-up job.
Yeah, she has. You've done a great job. I have, it's been, like I said, it just amazes me how many people come through this little library and how much things that she has done that where she had started and she keeps up, keep going. It's just amazing. And, I hear a second. Okay, discussion? Call the roll, please.
Mr. Patrick Beasley?
Yes.
Mr. Eric Jones?
Yes.
Mr. Eric Smith?
Yes.
Ms. Beth Lawson? Ms. Vicki Heatherly?
Yes.
Mr. Lloyd Lawson?
Yes.
Mayor Stixler?
Yes. Motion carries.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Like I said, like we all said, you're doing a fantastic job. Okay, council discuss the bid for hay cutting at the industrial park. It's getting that time, so Teresa had reminded me it's probably a good time to go ahead and get that started, because it's gonna be here before we know it. So it'd be the same standard advertisement we had last year and that we've done in the years past. So our motion, we advertise for bid to cut the hay at the industrial park. Discussion? Call the roll, please.
Mr. Patrick Beasley?
Yes.
Mr. Eric Jones?
Yes.
Mr. Eric Smith?
Yes.
Ms. Beth Lawson? Ms. Vicki Heatherly? Mr. Lloyd Lawson?
Yes.
Mayor Stixler?
Yes, motion carries. Number 6, council approve road drive at Elkins Red Light, Mr. Keaton.
We requested for this to help one of the county officers out, Billy White, to help with his bills, medical bills, or anything that he can use it for. That's usually where we do the road drives at the light. Not sure what date. We're gonna try next pretty Saturday. We don't know when, but we're gonna try to help him out with the money situation.
And he is suffering from a very bad...
Leukemia. So, we got our request from the police department to do that for him.
What's pleasure?
He is a former employee.
So how does he-
Well, he's worked here for a while.
I'll make a motion to grant that.
Okay,
I'll say.
okay. All right, very worthy cause. Our prayers to him. Call the roll, please.
Mr. Patrick Beasley?
Yes.
Mr. Eric Jones?
Yes.
Mr. Eric Smith?
Yes.
Ms. Beth Lawson?
Yes.
Ms. Vicki Heatherly?
Yes.
Mr. Lloyd Lawson?
Yes.
Mayor Stixler?
Yes, motion carries. Number 7, council discuss 2007 Ford Explorer as surplus to auction or sale. Mr. Smith.
This is the 2007 Ford Explorer that's out back, and I'm fixing to call Brian in the limelight again, but I've done everything but threaten him spending more money on it. We throw money at it for the last couple of years, and we feel we're in a position now where we can put it for surplus, correct, Brian?
Yes, sir. It'd be nice to be able to get rid of the transmission slip, and we're gonna have to sink more money into it if we keep it. So I think it'd be best for the police department to sell it.
Okay, now will it be the same, probably as you did with the others, put it on that
It will
website?
be listed on GovDeals.
Okay. All right, what's the pleasure of the council?
I make the motion.
I'll say.
Discussion? Call the roll, please.
Mr. Patrick Beasley?
Yes.
Mr. Eric Jones?
Yes.
Mr. Eric Smith?
Yes.
Ms. Beth Lawson? Ms. Vicki Heatherly?
Yes.
Mr. Lloyd Lawson?
Yes.
Mayor Stixler?
Yes, motion carries. Number 8, council discuss ordinance 2019-02, amending the annual operating budget for the fiscal year July 1, 2018, and ending June 30th, 2019. Ms. Tracy.
On this amendment, we had to pay Urtech for their surveying. and we did not appropriate that into our budget this fiscal year. So we're increasing our general government. We had to do an added line item under
Okay.
professional services,
Okay. All right, so that's just housekeeping.
housekeeping on our financials.
Okay. All right, do I hear a motion to that effect?
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Call roll, please.
Mr. Patrick Beagley?
Yes.
Mr. Eric Jones?
Yes.
Mr. Eric Smith?
Yes.
Ms. Beth Lawson? Ms. Vicki Heatherly?
Yes.
Mr. Lloyd Lawson?
Yes.
Mayor Stewart.
Yes, motion carries. Anybody have anything come before the board? All right, if not, speaking of budget, people is coming upon us. I was thinking about maybe having our first budget workshop, second week of April. Is that, y'all be thinking about that, looking at it? We don't have to set it in stone tonight, but, you know, y'all be looking. I know it's springtime and I don't know about vacations, whatever. I just thought about the second week of April. You know, kind of be thinking that way. If anybody has any issues with it, that's fine. We can move. Since that's kind of, we start a little bit early, that's fine. Just kind of want to go ahead and get a head start. But if anybody has any issues with it, let us know. Next week or so. If not, we'll try to do that. I was thinking maybe the 11th, which was, is that Thursday? Yeah, Thursday, the 11th of April, which is on Thursday night. Is that? Like I said, everybody look at that and see what you think, and let Teresa know, and then we will adjust accordingly to whatever. Okay?
What time do you want to start that meeting?
I'd say 6 o'clock, because usually that first one is kind of a marathon.
Yeah, that's the time limit on it.
Yeah, that first one's kind of a marathon, but now, we did get a whole lot done last time, and that second one's a whole lot shorter.
Well, the beauty of the first one being a marathon, the rest of them are sprints.
It is, that's true. Rest of them are
We
sprints.
do need to split that between departments, department heads anyway this year, just kind of do a quick shot. Kind of like last year, it did work out pretty good when we done it. Split it, have everybody here.
You really did. Okay, all right. Is that anything else? Do I hear a motion to adjourn?
Make a motion.
I'll say.
All in favor say aye. Thank you all for coming.